Hello, I'm KKantas from Author Assist. You are watching Storytime, part of the events for the Brain to Book Cyber Convention 2017. I am reading a small excerpt from the international thriller The Coin by Maria Elena Alonso Sierra. They fell silent. Country estates and working farms surrounded them. Each property was enclosed by either a wall of stone or iron fencing, each convoluted shape framing the small narrow road on both sides as if it were an aqueduct. Many of them were crumbling from neglect, and others were bulging like pregnant bellies. Richard searched the surroundings, assessing their situation. The driveways were private and inaccessible, blocked off, no place to hide, no time to waste asking permission to enter. Richard didn't know to what lengths their pursuers would go to get Gabriella. Stop him would be taking an unnecessary risk, especially since he had no power of dissuasion without his gun. He'd have to continue on and take his chances out in the open. They continued at a reckless speed, down the narrow roads where more private driveways branched out like river tributaries, some concealed. Richard knew the hazards of not slowing down on this type of road, but he dared not. Gabriella's quick thinking had given them an advantage of 2, maybe 3 minutes at most. Richard knew that the stalking would continue, and he needed to widen the gap quickly. Their survival depended on him maintaining a healthy distance. The winding road began a steep descent, and some of it was so narrow in places the car seemed to scrape the rough stone walls. They gathered momentum. He could sense Gabriella's tightening her arms and pressing her legs down hard on imaginary brakes. He could feel her rising panic and her attempt at controlling it. Even though he wanted to, he could not afford to slow down or be comforting. He expected the familiar black hulk to loom up behind them, or worse still, to try to intercept them further ahead where the main road merged with this one. They came to a horseshoe turn, and suddenly the Mercedes came into view behind them, the roar of its engine muffled by the car's closed windows. Richard accelerated, knowing the battering ram would begin its merciless pounding soon. Gabriella gulped. "He's after us again, isn't he?" Her voice was low, catchy. The car jerked forward as her answer. Richard accelerated, trying to widen the gap. Straight ahead to the left, a thick row of cypress trees fenced the boarding road as it dipped even further. 30 feet away, the cypress barrier gave away abruptly to an open, abandoned field, knee-high in dead grass. Old rock wall that had once circled crumbled to the ground where a small water duct bridged it across the road. The wall and the duct remained level within a few feet, then got taller and taller as the road sank even deeper into the valley. On the right, unaware of the chaotic race of a few hundred feet away, a car slowly started emerging from a private driveway. Richard and Gabriella saw it at the same time. Gabriella let go of her seat and pressed her face to her hands. "Oh, God," she whimpered, "we're going to die." Not if I have anything to say about it, Richard thought, clenching his teeth. This was the chance he needed, and he took it without hesitation. He accelerated again. At the same time, he slammed his hand on the car horn and kept it there. Gabriella looked up and saw to her horror the car careening towards the oncoming car, seconds away from crashing into it. "You're mad," she said, half sobbing. He didn't answer her. As they approached the startled driver, the road and the rock wall became level. Richard saw the Mercedes fall back, decelerating, waiting for them to crash. Twisting the wheel viciously to the left, Richard rammed his foot against the accelerator. The BMW shot out like a rock in a sling, clearing the crumbling wall and with a couple of feet to spare. It impacted the ground and bounced like a ping-pong ball. Richard slammed on the brakes, and before the car had stopped rocking, was out and running towards the Mercedes. Unfortunately, the only thing visible of the vanishing car was the glistening chrome of its rear bumper. So that was The Coin by Maria Elena Alonso Sierra, an international thriller. You're watching Storytime, and I am KKantas from Author Assist.